Hello, and welcome to another episode of me painting again. Before we start this painting, I just want to show you this character. So I've been using this quite a lot recently because I've been doing portrait painting, and I got one of these little. Well, I've had it a while, but I never used it. Like a little resin head that I got off eBay, I think. But I've been shining lights at it from different angles, and it's been fun to use. So I just thought I'd mention this. You could use a statue or something as well, couldn't you? It's good fun. Anyway, so we're going to be painting a landscape today. I've got this photo of, I think it's the Lake District. Pretty sure it is actually. Well, 99.9% chance it is. It's a photo that my brother took, and I was like, oh, I'll steal that and do a painting with it. So, I really like this picture actually, and the reason I like it is because there's a lot of depth. There's like this area, this foreground area, then there's like a lead in with this a bit of a river, I think, a little bit of a waterfall. People walk up it as well, and or maybe it's just a path. It looks like there's water on it, and then you've got like another layer of land here, and then another layer of land here, and then distant land, and all these magnificent clouds. So it's got quite a lot going on for it. So I'll use it as reference, as I always do. It's just reference. It's not exactly going to be like that. But we'll do something similar. Now I'm going to plonk this picture. Oh God. I've tried to put that picture somewhere, but it's not really worked. So what I might do is use a bit of tape, and I'm going to tape it to the stand that my camera's on. That's not too bad actually. Well, I can still see it. You could use your imagination. In fact, it doesn't really matter if you see it or not, to be honest. Oh, dipped my finger in some paint already. Good job, it's water soluble, so it just washes off easy. So, I'm going to get this one started. I'm going to start with... Now, some people say, oh, I like to start with my darks, and some people say, well, I like to start with my lights, and it's so mixed up, isn't it? Everyone's got their own versions of way they want to do it, and I just mix it up. It doesn't bother me either way. But I like to get in the bold shapes first myself. So, like this foreground area. I'm just going to get a watery, browny green. I think that's brown and a little bit of phthalo green maybe. I'm not sure. So I just want to get like this shape here in first. Quite a watery colour. Bit more of the burnt umber. So we've got that kind of shape going on, and then I'll leave a bit of light for where that path goes. It sort of goes off here. I like to mix my colours up a little bit, and a bit of the green, a bit of the brown for the under area, because I don't want it to be exactly the same. That's why I change it, have a bit of brown here, a bit of green here, get a bit of variety. I'm not going for the exact same as the reference. I'll use it as what it is, as reference, and keep looking up at it and thinking about it. So I've got like a nice lead in there, got a bit of yellow. It's a nice lead in there, and there's a wall there as well. So what this is really, this is my version of drawing. I'm instead of using a pencil, I like to just get some paint on there and start having fun. Because I'm a painter and I like to paint. So why not just go for it straight away? No, that can be daunting. If you haven't done many paintings, that's really daunting to just go for it, I think. Because I always think about when I first started, really, and think when I first started throwing paint around, I would do like preliminary sketches and of what I'm painting. I mean, I do that now, but it's when I'm making stuff up I tend to do the sketchy phase. If I'm like this, using reference, and I'm going to paint it pretty closely to the reference. I'm not making anything up. I might change things slightly, but everything is how it is, so I don't feel I need to do any of that. But yeah, like I said, when I first started, I used to do a sketch, so depends what you prefer, because everyone paints differently. I mean, look at me. I'm knocking in the foreground before the background. You see, there's no rules, and people scoff at that sometimes, saying, "Oh, well, there's got to be rules. I need to know exactly how you do it." Well, you don't want to have an exact way of doing something, because you might need to change it to do a certain type of painting. There might be a subject that you're trying to paint, and maybe it would be better for you not to paint in the way that you normally paint. So you keep an open mind, keep flexible. So we're building this colour up at the bottom really now, building it up. I'm gonna stop there with that area, because I don't want to get too into it. I'm just getting a bit of yellow ochre and a bit of this Indian red, I think it is. And I'm going to start putting in this next layer. So it's sort of about there. Starting to think I should have painted those trees after, but it doesn't really matter. Paint around it. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters. So we got some of that colour here. Throw a little bit of that green in it. And that colour. So we're getting somewhere, aren't we? We're getting somewhere, slowly but surely. Now, when I first started using watercolours, I got to admit, I used to struggle. And what I used to struggle with is not so much mixing colours. I didn't have that much of an issue with that. That seems to be an area that I got quite good at. But what I did struggle with is, contrast. I didn't, and I know I've mentioned this in another episode, but I just couldn't seem to get paints to go dark. All my colours were just too light. too airy, and a bit like that colour actually. That's too light. Get a bit of red in that. There we go. That's better. And in fact, you'd probably like this painting that I'm doing now. I've got to apologise for the glare with the wet paint. It's a struggle. It's wherever I point the light, there's always a glare. But yeah, what would happen is I would paint pretty much like I'm painting now, but I wouldn't take it further because I didn't know. I just didn't know how. So I've gone into a bit of blue now. I'm just going to start putting in some of that background. It's a bit of a hill there. I'll put that in. And it goes, whee. Oh, actually, I think that's in the background. I think this finishes. I'm not sure. I'm going to have it going down there. And then up on this edge, I've got this area that goes up here. Put this edge in. Can't really like this view. I need to get myself out and about some more. You know what it's like when you're going to work, you're missing so much of nature. I need to, I was out in the woods actually earlier. Got myself out and about. I was shooting pictures of trees. And old steps and all sorts with my camera. It was great though. Great to be out in nature. Okay, I can go like there. And then a bit of light. It's quite light in this area. Getting a little bit of the white. Don't want to do this too soon though. Get a bit of yellow ochre in with my colour. Just got a bit of yellow ochre in with it. So I really want to lighten this area up a bit. Sort of goes along here. It goes back here. Use my finger just to soften things a bit. It's actually quite get a bit of green in with my colour. A bit of sap green in with that yellow. I'm going to use that over here now. I can see nice area there. Something like that. Just leave that for now. That really needs darkening, I can see that. But we need another layer of rock, which goes really off. I might put a bit of red in with it. It's really in the background here. maybe that shape. It goes behind this one. Yeah. Okay. It's building, it's building. Now we've got a right big cloud. Gonna get a bit of blue and brown. And a bit of the red. I don't know if you can see that. Some blue, brown and red. Now I can take it to the red or to the blue. I'm going to use that for this dark area of the sky, so I'm starting to have a look at that. This dark, maybe a bit more red in it. Not too much red, but more, yeah, that's better. So I'm just using I tend to do clouds like that, like little flicks. It's become a technique. I think it's it's from doing oil paintings, I think. Using a bit of water just to keep this soft. Don't want to go too strong and too dark. Okay. Got nice shapes here. Try and get these shapes. How far does this come across? It comes off, actually goes further over here, doesn't it, really? So we should try and follow that up. So I remember when I first started doing clouds, and me and Clive on over on Clive 5 Art, we chat about painting and stuff. And I remember I was saying, and he was agreeing with me actually. When you first start painting clouds, for some reason you it looks like you're painting smoke, and I don't know why that is, because. Maybe it's because you're just painting out your head and you're not looking. That's something I've done a lot more. Done a lot more out. Get out and about and look. Because it's all there for you, isn't it? It's all there for you to see. If you want to improve as an artist, one great way of doing that is taking your paints outside. It's an amazing experience actually. It's exciting and it's fun, and you do get funny looks off people, but you can ignore that. Some people think you're a hero. You're out there painting in the wild. Or they might call the police because you're sat in the middle of nowhere painting. Or When I say call the police, I mean if you're sat painting their house and they look out the window in their dressing gown, like, "Oi, get away from my house, you peeping Tom." That's why you're best off painting in the middle of nowhere. God, I love clouds. Two things that I really admire the most when I'm out and about: clouds and trees. I'm really happy looking at clouds and trees. I think they're amazing. I'm just a fan of nature, really. Right, we're starting to bring something together now, so I'm going to have to take it up a notch, get some of the white. I'm getting some of the white here, and I'm going to start introducing that into a bit of blue. Because we've got a bit of blue sky at the top. So I'll put that in. A bit of ultramarine blue in with it to make it a bit stronger. That's a bit better. I don't know if you can see that. Ultramarine blue in with this other blue. Similar to cerulean, but it isn't cerulean. I can't remember what it's called now. But it's similar. So let's put a bit of blue in. A bit of blue in here. Is that strong enough? Do I need a bit more? Gonna go a bit more blue. That's better. So there's areas that you can see. So paint those in. Just went into a little bit of water just to make this move a bit better. A bit more of that blue. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Put a little bit there as well. Now, just wash my brush in some water. Use a paper towel and just wipe it off. Flip. And what I'm going to do is start working on these clouds now. Start bringing them out. So in the photo it's quite white. It's a bit too white really. But we can do whatever we like. So I'm going to put a bit of this, just to show you, I'm going to put a little bit of this red and blue in there. Knock it back a bit. I think I'll have more of a pinky, sort of a light lavender maybe. Yeah, so that's quite nice. That might work as a first go. Let's see. Let's have a look at this. See how that blue's dried? A bit bluer now. A bit better. So let's have a look at this. Yeah, that's quite nice actually. I'm just using the corner of my brush. Just bringing it in. I'm probably going to go over this again, looking at it. It's nice though. I do like it. nice pinky light. So it goes all kinds of light down here and lots of different shapes. It goes off there. And we've got a few shapes here. So what I'm going to do, dip my finger in the water, use my finger just to blend that base there. Dipping your finger in the water, and then you just blend away. Quite light, really. Let's get a bit more of this. This is a good way of doing some as well, just spinning your brush, letting some of the clouds just fall out of your brush. Okay. I'm going to leave that area a bit grayer. Some light, there's light, little bits of light area, just going to bring them out. And it's quite light on the horizon as well, so I'm going to start bringing out some of this. Okay, and in here, some light areas. Okay, and there's a bit of a shape there. Just sort of sit back and have a look. Just getting a little bit of the brown and red. I'm going to make this colour. I'm going to use this for the mountain now. This background mountain. Okay. Now you can switch to another brush, which I'm going to do now, because I want to start putting a bit more detail in the clouds. I don't want to do too much detail because it is a long way off. There's sort of areas that I just want to just develop a bit more. So I kind of go with the approach of start with a big brush, do what you can. Oops, picked up too much colour then. Yeah, start with a big brush, do whatever you can. And then if you need to improve things for whatever reason, you can go into the smaller brush and you can start having fun with that one. I just want to put a few shapes, a few cloud shapes in here. I like the way that there's a lot of different colours in the sky. It's only very slight changes, but I can use that. And a bit of water reactivates everything, and you can change things and move things. Recently, I've been spending a lot of time on a portrait, and I got the pleasure of giving him it for his retirement, and he absolutely loved it, and it took a lot of time to paint it, to be honest. And but when you do a painting and you see their face and they're amazed and love what you've done for them, it gives you that desire to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep training yourself to paint better and better. It certainly has for me. I keep wanting to do better. I'm going to get a bit more of the light, more of this white. I'm going to get a tiny bit of yellow in it. So I've got a yellow and a bit of white, a bit of a glow in this area. This is what I mean. I was going to just jazz it up a bit. Wherever I feel needs a little bit more. You look at your painting and make the decision. And, oh, I could do a bit more there. Put it in. Maybe a little there. On this side. I like to really enjoy myself when I'm painting. It's a time when there's no problems. You don't have to worry about rent payments or that you've got to get up early for work. You don't have to worry about your car. You have no worries, because while you're painting, you're just painting. You're doing the painting and you're enjoying it. And make it last. Really enjoy it. I always enjoy my painting, I do. Even when it's a bit hard and maybe the painting's not working as well as you wanted it to. Doesn't matter, because you can do another one. And then when you do that one, you've got a little bit extra knowledge from the previous painting that didn't work. So now you know how you can make it work, how you can make it look a bit better. Okay, let's leave that as that for now. I mean, you could keep going forever in this sky, couldn't you? Just washing my brush again. I'm going to stick with this small brush for a little bit. We've put our background mountain in. So now the mountain in front of that, this one, it's got to be darker, hasn't it? It can't be any other than darker than that one. So get some gouache going. Yeah, I always start with the watercolours and then move into the gouache afterwards. It's kind of like the watercolours I use. I mean, I'd continue using them throughout the picture, but I kind of see it as the watercolours are, you know, the base to the painting. And I can use the gouache to improve it. So, we need to get this darkness here. Darkness falls across the land. 10 points to anyone that can figure out the song that's from. Here we go. So we get this nice dark shape from here. And then there's a sort of a different shape there. Oh, there's a bit of dark there, I'll put that in there. Quite like that. We've got some things to think about, actually. Just put in a few of these bits here. Just bits of colour that I can see. And we'll get some, we need some like grassy areas in there. It would be quite nice if we can use this colour, maybe a little lighter. So I'll put a little bit of white in with that same colour to build this area up. I need a definite change here as well. So let's maybe we'll go there. Start building this up here. Bit of blue, bit of brown. There's a strong area there. I want a bit of brown. I'll go for a bit of brown here. This is quite a dark bit here. I'll grab a little bit of blue. Just throw it in my colour. I'm just picking out little spots that I think that'll probably show it. Now I need a bit of a yellow ochre colour. Bit of yellow ochre with the white. Maybe a bit of that red as well. Indian red. Or was that burnt sienna? I can't remember. It looked red on top. Yeah, what's that? It's probably a bit too bright, I think. Yeah, a little bit of that burnt umber in with it. Let's see what that's like. It's got this light area here. Maybe we'll put that on there as well. So I actually try not to use too many colours. I always think when I see someone list their colours for a painting and the list goes on and on and on and on, I think, wow, that's crazy. That's a lot of paints. Because a lot of the time you don't need very many. If you do a bit of colour mixing, you'd be amazed how many you don't need. Getting sort of a greyish, brownish colour. I can't remember what colour I was after now. It was a dullish colour. I just wanted to dull this down because it's all quite earthly. Quite earthly. Just tapping some of that in with that because it's a bit too samey like this. It's too the same. So I'll just tap it and then wipe my finger across. Yeah, okay, that's better. So I need a bigger brush because I know I need to darken an area, and I can do that better with the big brush. So I'll get some of this brown, burnt umber. Burnt umber. Might get a bit of red. So burnt umber and a bit of red. I just want to darken this here. Probably can darken that a bit more. Go a little darker, I think. Yeah, that's better. Just do that again, just to get rid of that. Okay, let's just sit back and have a look at this, where we're at. This and this isn't together yet. This is quite, to me, that's probably too red in places. So I just want to do this to kind of bring this together here. It will sort of disappear a little bit. That's the beauty of the gouache. It does do that, and I like that. And it kind of brings it together a bit better than... Okay, now I can go back into my lighter colours. Get some white, get some of this yellow and white, bit of yellow ochre. Because there's some nice light sort of hitting in here. It's a bit... some of that. I want to get this sort of dirty, but I want to capture that light at the same time. So I don't want it to be too wet, so the brush is quite dry, and that way the paint sort of drags off. And then you get a bit of a sort of a textury look. And we can do that as it comes out here. Amazing how like just that little bit of light brings it together. It just makes it so much nicer. And then we've got this really nice green. There's a really nice green that comes down here. Might try this emerald green that I bought not that long ago. Yeah. Just going for whatever I've got on my palette, I just chuck it in and see what you get. I've got like some sap green, some emerald green, some yellow, and then have a look at what you got, and if it's a bit too It's not quite there yet. I need more green. How does that look? That'll probably work actually, because it's got a nice lightness to this. So you get that. Same idea as you don't press hard, and it's quite dry. Your brush is dry, so you're just allowing the paint to just come off. My hill's a bit different to the one on the picture, but that's alright. I don't mind that. I want a bit of yellow ochre. I know when I was doing a lot of paintings in the Bob Ross method, one of the things when I was teaching classes, the one thing that people struggled with was like the pressure of the paint, and from learning that, made me realise, when you're doing the mountains and things, made me realise so much about the feel of paint. It's not always it's hard to explain really. A lot of the way to put the paint on, the application, isn't like the classic question of what brushes you're using, what paints you're using. I mean, a brush, half decent brush is alright, but you need to feel the paint coming off, just allowing the paint to come off. I'm sort of probably spending too long on this. This is going to be a really long episode, but I'm really enjoying this one. If you're enjoying it, just carry on, right? Just carry on. If you're enjoying yourself and you're having fun. Okay. That dark area is a bit weird, so we might turn that into a hill. I'll turn it into another hill there. Yeah, that's alright. Right, now we've got a change. I might put a bit of light in that one. No, we'll leave that. Now we've got a colour change. It's all very reddish. Very reddish. And that helps because of the colour change. That helps us a lot. And you're asking yourself, why does that help? And then you're saying, well, I knew. I wasn't asking myself. Stop making things up. I knew that. It'd be easy because it's a different colour. So it makes your land behind it go further back. So you get a separation. I'm bad at explaining that, aren't I? But look at the... it separates. And it goes darker. It goes darker, doesn't it? Just put a bit more of this red, and then I'll... It helps that it goes darker because then it does create like these separations which you need. You need a bit of separation for this to work. So you've got, it goes darker. So when you're using reds, a good way to darken it is black. No, green. Green works great for red. Watch this. It's just that red and it's just got a bit of green in it. You probably already knew that anyway. But if you didn't, if it's your first painting you've seen, you've learnt something already. And then we can give that illusion of going darker. I'm cheating. I want some black. I want to really darken that bit up there. Okay. Now I want to exaggerate that area, so get some of that red. And you guessed it, a little bit of the gouache white. I'm gonna really bring this out. And then there's this area there and there. I'll just get a bit of the green, bit of the sap green. Throw in some areas of that just to break it up a little bit. These trees are going to grow a little bit just to cover that up. A little bit of that dark, real dark there. Okay, now I'm going to do this light area. There's a nice yellowy, really nice yellowy light area. Get some yellow ochre, a bit of that red in with the white, and there's a bit of the other yellow, cad yellow, deep in there as well. And we'll put this light in, so we've got light just zinging here. It sort of zings along the top here, and it goes around there. And down and up there. I'm going to get some greeny colour. Get a bit of greeny colour and put that in amongst it, here and there. It's got some nice light just dripping along there. And I've noticed behind that it's got a good dark, a good brown like dark along here. So I'm just going to put that in. Okay. Go back to the bigger brush. I'll get some of the brown, sap green, a bit of yellow ochre. Because I've got this background needs a bit more colour in it. Okay, that's a bit better. And let's do a little bit here and here. And there's a tree. Use a bit of the brown and blue. Could do with some sap green. Just getting some sap green gouache out. Ugh. So I can start putting these darker trees in now. Brown. So I'm grabbing some of this blue, and there's some brown in it. Make a dark. And then we can start putting trees in. So we've got a tree there. And when you're doing trees, you look at the overall shape of the tree, and I tend to try and imagine. Sounds crazy actually when I've just thought about it in my head. I try and imagine how the tree feels, and it kind of helps me. You know, when you're walking past plants and trees and stuff and leaves, when you was a kid, well, you might have done this, you might not have. I always used to like feel the leaves, or feel the bark, or I'd walk past a leaf and I'd pull it off. I don't know why, and I'd just look at it. I sort of try and think like that, like when I was a kid, when everything was amazing and different, and I still try and think like that. Just got there's a bit of a wall here, so I'm just gonna put that in behind the tree. Go sort of like that. There's a bit of a highlight on it. It's made out of stone. Just sort of goes over. I haven't really got the shape there right, but never mind. Okay. So I'll get some more of this colour, and we'll start building up these trees as well. Got quite a lot of trees in here. I was going to make them grow so you didn't see that. It's quite really dark in this area here, so what I might do, really dark in there. Let's bring some of these trees. Lots of trees. So all I'm doing is pulling down. I'll show you. Just getting some more. Just go like this. Pull down. If you've seen me painting in other styles, you might recognise it. Works. It works. If it works, I'll like it. I'm going to go into a bit more blue there. Okay. let's have a look at this. So what do we need? We need to get some really dark red. Really dark red. So a bit of red in with that colour we was using for the trees. If you can see. There's a bit of sap green. It is a dirty red. Just need a dirty. Probably needs to be a bit browner. Yeah, that's about right. A dirty red. And we can start putting that in here. I think this is all like heather or something, I guess. Bit more brown. See, we don't want it to be all the same, so we can use different. I'm going to shrink this a little bit more over there, just so it does go away a lot smaller. And then what I'm going to do, because the initial picture is just reference, I'm going to bring this out so it does look more like a river. Changing the flavour of a bit, going into some different colours. I need a bit more of the reds. More of the reds, more of the green. Can I change the colour again? A lot of it, as it dries, it changes a bit more. It's always on the change. You get used to that though with the watercolours and gouache, the change. Okay, we'll leave it at something like that for that area. Now, it looks like there's sort of yellowy ochre look in the watery. So I might just use the corner of the brush and put a few little tap them away a bit. A few rocks. Can use a bit of that in here and there as well. Wherever you feel you can use it. I always do stuff like this. I don't like to just stick. If I see something, then I use it. Right, let's have a look. I think what would be nice we can start highlighting some of these trees. So we need some white and some green. Bit blue, bit of yellow. Now when I've seen this, when I've been out and about, and the light is hitting the tree, especially with this kind of lighting, it's kind of coming this way. It kind of goes around the tree. I see this green probably needs to be more green. Could have used this. Why didn't use that? Yeah, it's probably that. We'll have a look at this, see if it works. We might need it to be more brighter. We'll try this first. So you get like it and kind of, this is probably a little bit too on the not it needs a bit of blue in it, that's what I'm trying to say. Kind of goes on the outside so it can envelop. What's the word now? Rim lighting. That's it. You get like a rim light around the tree. Like that. Although I've lost some of the dark on that one, so let's put that back in. That's the beauty of this kind of painting. I mean, you could probably, in fact I know I could fix that in any medium probably. It's just I like the quick fix of this. See if that's bright enough. We don't want to exaggerate too much really. And then some of these trees. We can create sort of a separation. Some trees here. You can actually just about see on the photo that they've separated like this. So you're just putting a little bit of light. And I can use the dark. Need a bit more dark. See a little bit there. I'm going to take some of this paint off my brush because too much paint's coming off. That's better. Get some of these. This is all kind of gone down here. So the trees are growing under there. Down a bit of a hill there. And you can see sort of levels. trying to go as fast as I can, really, because I don't know how long I've been painting for. This might be an extra long lesson. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. I don't want to spend too much longer. There's a really dark area there. Yeah, and you get something like that. And something I could do, actually, is get a little bit of burnt umber and black, and just grab my brush and just flick like this. Get some different effect here. Some people use a toothbrush to do this. I find if I hold it quite close to the paper, okay, there's some little marks there. That'll do. Okay. I think what I need is to make this a bit darker here. Make sure that that looks like it's going down. Okay, just sort of sitting back, having a look. Need to create the water. Just sort of get a little bit of white and a bit going. Splashing down. Got a little bit of blue in my colour. Get a bit wider at the base. Okay. Then you can look at the overall picture and think about what you feel you need. I feel like should be a little lighter spot here. So I'll just put it in. Maybe on this tree as well. Maybe just along that tree there. Okay, well, I think we're almost there. I think we could do a bit of grass along this area. And that. I don't know I've been having so much fun painting this. I think I've been doing it for ages, so I better think about calling this one. I just fancy putting a little bird in. I think if there was a little bird, just go there. Maybe there's 3 there. And I could spend ages putting all kinds of little detail in. But we've got to stop for now, and hopefully you enjoyed this one. Yeah, I enjoyed watching this, and hopefully I'll see you at another episode. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers, bye.